Hello and welcome to Boomer 11 once again. We are here for the Asia Cup. Asia Cup has officially begun today as Pakistan has gone to defeat the Nepalese team by 238 runs. A big win margin, which also means the net run rate shoots up straight away. This is exactly the start which Pakistan wanted in their own backyard. Batting first, Pakistan did no wrong in terms of scoring 344, and after that, they never looked back from there on. It was Babar Azam's brilliant 150, and Iftikhar scoring his maiden ever ODI ton made sure that Pakistan did score an extra of 300 runs. They were in a spot of bother for 120 over for 4 when Aga Salman got dismissed, and Rizwan had a very freak run out, you can say so, where he was looking at the fielder and he would decide not to dive. But from there on, the recovery which Pakistan did was exemplary. And Pakistan bowling once again. Shaheen Afridi, Naseem Shah, Haris Rauf, Shadab Khan. You have to say the best bowling attack in the world right now is there on display. And that really meant Nepalese team had no answer to it at all. As Sandipani, let's start with Sandipani. Sandipani, what did you make of this? I mean, this really is sending out red signals for all the teams in Asia Cup that Pakistan is there and there to win it. They're the world's best ODI team, and that's for a reason. They've shown why they can be that ruthless in terms of their performance. Shaheen Afridi picking up consistent first over wickets. Then you have your Naseem Shah with the ball, and also Haris Rauf to torment the batters with pace. And then you have Shadab and Nawaz to control the middle overs. All in all, the best team in ODI by a country mile right now.
Yeah, I think you have the IC rankings to show for it because Pakistan is currently the number one ranked ODI team in the world. And I think to start off with, if you ask me, I mean, India, Pakistan, and Nepal is a very harsh pairing. In if you ask me in terms of for especially for Nepal, because you have to beat either Pakistan or India, who are number one and number three in the world right now. And then the other teams in the Asia Cup are Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, and Afghanistan, who are ranked 7th, 8th, and 9th, respectively. So always a very tough place for the Nepali cricket fans to be in. But I think they'll just be happy with the experience that they got. 342 a bit too much, especially because they dismissed the openers early on. But then Babar Azam showed us why he is one of the best bashers in the world, minnow bashers, that is, scoring 150 runs of 130 deliveries. And Chacha Iftikhar Ahmed scored that quick fire century to,
Yeah.
just take the game away from Nepal. 342, they never really had a chance. And rightly mentioned, Shaheen Shah Afridi, Naseem Shah, and Shadab Khan is, building up quite a reputation for himself, picking up wickets in the middle orders as well.
Yeah.
In be it the T20 format or the ODI format. So it will be very interesting to see how they go against India. But since Pakistan have now beaten Nepal by such a huge margin, we can safely say that India versus Nepal will be a knockout game, because I
Yeah.
don't think India will be able to beat Nepal by a greater margin or more comprehensively than this.
Yeah. So, which certainly means that you are ruling out India against Pakistan at this point to lose as well. So,
No, no.
Yeah, I think
Even
we
if
will
India
not.
loses against Nepal and India goes on to defeat Pakistan, they'll still probably fall short in terms of getting that first place in the pool standings. And
but it
also
doesn't
the
really matter.
way they have the way they have paired the teams in the pools, the topper from the A pool will have their first Super 4 game in Lahore. So I think even the Asia Cup management are quite certain that Pakistan is going to top that table. So I think they are going to get
I
one
think if it is
over India in
India,
the
they
group
will have it
stages.
changed, is what I would have read already. If India
Yeah,
gets on
yeah.
top of the pace, it will be different.
Yeah, that is definitely that India is not going to go and play in Pakistan. But then again, you have the pairings, right? It's given A1 versus B2 will face in Lahore. So basically, the winner of Pool A, which probably ICC and the PCB and BCCI have all agreed that it is probably going to be Pakistan.
Absolutely, and they are the best team in the world by a mile for that reason. Then what do you reckon? What do you reckon about this team now? They've already sent out shockwaves to the Asian teams. You reckon even for the World Cup, they'll start as one of the strong favorites to going out there to win the World Cup because of the bowling attack they have now, possibly the best batting unit as well. This could be Pakistan's World Cup and Asia Cup. Looking at things.
Yeah, I mean, the Pakistan team is obviously a dangerous one to face in big tournaments, especially because they always have been a mercurial lot. And what they showed today is, again, I mean, it was not the most confident of starts when they lost Imam and then, Fakar Zaman very quickly, and then was followed up with Rizwan's free run out, as you mentioned. But one thing has to be said that it was always going to be too much for the Nepalese team to face. It was their first ever Asia Cup, and it was not going to be easy for sure. And Pakistan just showed that they are not going to be they're at least one of the giants in Asia. But I mean, while there were a lot of positives for them in this game, one really worrying factor for them would be the kind of injuries that, or at least injury scare that Shaheen Shafridi and Haris Rauf had. Both of them left the field, and we couldn't really see them make a comeback because Nepal didn't play enough overs for them to be forced back into action. That's a good thing for Pakistan because they are traveling all the way to Palagali in Sri Lanka for their next match against India, and you wouldn't want your players to be injured on the way out. But if they are going to be facing injuries which are longer, and if that's going to be a big issue for them because both Haris Rauf and Shaheen Shafridi are there basically are wicket creating machines for them at this point in time. And if they are lost, we saw in the T20 World Cup when they lost one, that is Shaheen
Yeah,
Shafridi,
yeah,
they did seem to struggle and they did not have any plans in place.
yeah.
So if that happens, that could be the one worry that Pakistan management would be having right now.
Absolutely, they all look. To be honest, Nepal did look like chicken out of out of the hut today. They had absolutely no clue, and it just looked like new chicken who was just put out of put out of the who was just hatched rather. So it just looked like chicken who just could go out there and make an impact as well. And never mind, I'm not calling Nepal team chicken, but just that. They are neither nasal to the whole international cricket stage, and I
Yeah.
still think this chicken can grow and become bigger,
But I
bigger
mean, there were
heads.
some good performances. Like I think one of the few. I mean, I was really disappointed with Lamichane. I thought he would have been the one bowler they would have banged on to pick more wickets, but he only ended up picking up one wicket, which is a
Yeah.
little bit of a worry for them. He's also coming after a huge controversy
What is
in
the
Nepal.
controversy? Yeah,
I
exactly.
don't want to be getting into that.
Let's talk about the
But
controversy, Jen.
yeah, I think it's not a topic we should discuss on a sports
What is the
platform
controversy?
like
I'm
this.
not aware of it. That's why.
I think you should check. Search the Sandeep Lamichan.
Sandeep Bani, can you please tell me what did your brother do?
No, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't want to get associated with Sandeep Lamishane anytime sooner. And also, I think the captaincy was taken away from him, and I mean, a ban was put on him. And I think pending inquiry, uh, if he actually was the culprit in the scandal, or probably the conspiracy, whatever it was. I don't think he would have made it back
But
to
I
the
understand one
playing
thing that
11.
whoever is associated with Sandeep Bani, like Gunatilaka, Sandeep Lavichan, they're associated with some scandal or the other.
I don't know why you're picking on the poor guy. I mean, it's just a name that is
No, no,
not even similar.
I
He's
mean,
Sandeep Bani.
Jaren Abel just wants to say that whoever is on my bad books, they'll end up in trouble sooner or
Yeah.
later.
See, I never liked Sandeep Lamichan.
Yeah, he never liked Sandeep Lavichan. Yeah.
It was
He never
okay,
liked
but
it.
I think there
I
was a
mean,
bit too much hype for a leg spinner who could spin the ball. I mean, all the leg spinners can do that, and I think he was
Yeah.
a bit overhyped, especially because we hadn't seen a player like that come out from Nepal yet. So I think he
Yeah.
was one of those breakout stars from Nepal, and I
yeah, I mean,
think
I was very
uh,
impressed with the likes of Arif Shaikh, Sompal Kami. I think that they had a decent partnership. Faced the brunt of Shaheen Shafridi, even though he wasn't really in that zone, you would say. And then, I mean, that one shot where he
Yeah.
lofted Shaheen Shafridi over the top. I think it was Arif Sheikh who did that. It was pretty wonderful to see. It was a top class shot
Yeah,
for sure.
absolutely.
So there's something there. There's some talent there, but obviously
It's still a long way to
Pakistan
go. It's
is
still a long
long.
way to go.
It is.
I think Nepal right now are still in that second division or third division tier
Absolutely.
of
I
cricket.
mean,
They are
you
still
wouldn't even
trying
say they're
to.
probably the best associate nation
I would
coming out
still
of.
say in Asia, they're still not the best associate nation.
Exactly.
I know they did well in the Asia Cup qualifiers by defeating UAE, but I think in terms of skill level, at least UAE is a better team from what I've
And
seen
I
in the
would
recent
also
past.
rate probably a Hong Kong over Nepal as well, because I think they
I mean,
have put
Hong
on some
Kong, yeah, I
consistent.
remember one of the games in 2018 where they gave India a run for money. But before that, can we give Kapil the answer, Sandeep? Where were we for last 7 days? Sandeep, you have to answer this.
Last 7 days, I think we didn't really have much to talk about. I think there was a build up for the Asia Cup that we wanted to do, and I mean, Kapil, you can just follow
Why
the
can't we
Boomer
be like
channel.
other channels? Why don't we do India Pakistan every day? Why don't we just diss on Pakistan? Why don't we just diss on India?
No, I
Saying
think
just
we are
talk about
not that
lineup
sort of a
after
channel,
lineup.
and if Kapil really wants that sort of insight, he can actually come into Instagram and follow Boomer, so that he'll get updated when we do the Insta lives.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Uh, yeah, so I
But,
think
but
we were
why aren't we doing
doing.
why are we doing India Pakistan every day is the question.
They'll do that on second. I think we'll
Like
cover
every day.
everything.
Like for the last 1 week,
I
everyone
mean,
has been talking about
this
India
time
Pakistan.
around, I think both the teams, India and Pakistan, are going to give us some reason to do India Pakistan every week at least for the next 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Because this time I'm
Yeah.
predicting the first India versus Pakistan Asia Cup finals, because I think we haven't had that India versus Pakistan
Okay.
in an Asia Cup
I'm
final.
predicting Bangladesh Afghanistan Asia Cup final.
I have no idea what to say right now. I mean, I agree with Sandipani. I think it's going to be India versus Pakistan, but if you have to go, why not Nepal?
I
Nepal won't
mean,
make it.
you will rather go with team number one, team ranked number one, and number three over 7, 8,
Exactly.
9,
I
and
think
and
it's
a
going to be
streak.
India Pakistan
But
for
I
sure.
still think Pakistan are the favorites to win Asia Cup and the World Cup, the best team in the world for a reason. Best batters in the world,
Yeah,
best bowler in
I
the
think
world.
Babar Azam is right now the best basher in the world,
Yeah, that's
and
very
I mean,
unfair on him. I'll tell you why it's unfair because I'm I can't say I'm a fanatic of Babar Azam, but then he's played 104 innings and he's scored 38 50s and 19 hundreds.
Yeah.
Now that is 28 50s and 19 hundreds.
yeah.
Now that is to 47 innings of scoring 50 plus runs, and that which means every 2.26 innings he scored a 50 plus score. Now that is crazy consistency what we're talking about.
We'll probably also have to count. We'll also have to count. I think how many innings out of those were against the top four nations in the world,
No, I was just saying
because
his
I think
average
that
in
should
Sena
be
Nations
another
as well.
metric
He
if you
has
want to.
scored, he's got a 50 plus average in South Africa, in Australia, in New Zealand. So I think there is
It's
something
like
about him.
Evil. It's like saying Marnus Labuschagne is the best batsman, test batter in the world, just because he gets some runs at home and he's very lucky, uh, and does not get out. So
Yeah,
I
all
think
this only to get washed out. Yes, the rain is predicted heavy on Pakistan versus India game, but last time Melbourne game had rain predicted, and you saw which thunder struck over there in Melbourne. So in Candy as well. Let's see who takes the thunderbolt out there. But the bad news for Pakistan is their bowling attack looks like they've got some injury concerns.
Yeah.
Jerry, what do you reckon about that? Harris Roth, Shaheen Afridi going back. I know we did speak about. You also did mention a couple of minutes ago regarding the recovery process, but now they have to take a 7 hour odd flight, go to land in
Yeah.
Colombo,
Yeah.
from there a
Absolutely.
2 hour journey to Palikale because Kandy has no airport,
Absolutely.
and then match on Saturday, which is in a couple of days' time. So they have a travel day and one barely a recovery day, and then there's a match day.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of questions that has to be asked for the Pakistan management because they did allow these bowlers, both Harris Roth and Shaheen Shafidi, played the Vitality T20 Blast and then the 100. So I don't know if you would see. I don't know if you would really see the fact that you would send them to such kind of tournaments, especially the World Cup and Asia Cup coming. It's not that I mean anything against participating in such tournaments, but they've had non-stop what do you say workload ever since Shine Shafridi's come back. Harris Roth has been playing cricket
Yeah,
continuous for so long.
yeah,
So I would have liked both of them to take a little bit of rest, especially the likes of Harris Roth, because he has been going at it for quite a while,
yeah,
especially in the absence of Shaheen Shafidi. He was their number one strike bowler.
yeah,
Another thing really that can be questioned now is the Afghanistan series. Now, Afghanistan series, was it really necessary for both of them to play all three matches? Is
yeah.
another question that
They did not play
probably
all three
has to be
matches. They
asked.
played two matches, and third game they were all rested.
Yeah, in the third game they were rested. But then again, I mean, I think the kind of workload they've been through, that is a bit of a worry for me. But overall, I would say that, you would have to say one thing is that if they are injured, then it's going to really, really hurt Pakistan because you don't really see anyone else raising their hands. Probably your best option is in Mohammad Wasim, whom I don't really know if I don't really know if you're going to see Mohammad Wasim do the same kind of damage that a Shaheen Shafridi does or a Harris Roth does. Because today they really looked on top of their game, and especially Harris Roth. I know Shaheen Shafridi looked a little off color after the
Yeah,
first 2 overs, but right after that, Harris Roth was great throughout, and he was someone who broke the back of the Nepalese batting. And Not just that, he's someone who's world class. We know he can do that against India as well. So the next maybe 24 hours, 48 hours is going to be critical. If Pakistan management feel that these bowlers are overburdened, I would be okay if they don't play the India match. I know it's a huge match, a critical match, but you rather not make them play the Asia Cup and then get them injured for the World Cup. And you
Pakistan
risk
has
the
never done that.
Pakistan. I know that's the issue with them. That's the whole conversation, right?
Yeah.
That they have
Yeah, I
had too
think
much.
Pakistan has never really done that. Neither has India, and I think I'll
India
agree.
still done it to an
India
extent.
has.
India,
India
in the
has.
recent past, have
But
done
then
it
you
quite
also
Yeah,
have to
often.
say that
but
India has
not in a game of such high
I
anticipation.
still think,
Game against
if
Pakistan.
But
India
Sandeep,
wanted,
would
India
you?
could have still risked a lot of players for injury. India never did it in the
Yeah.
recent past. If you
No,
look,
no,
whenever
but
the
yeah,
bowler started
I mean,
injuring, he was replaced.
But would
yeah,
you
they
rather
have
have?
been replaced, but I don't think
I'll
in
tell you a
in
very
a
simple example, Sandeep Bhatia, just to add to the conversation. KL
Yeah.
Rahul is a very important person in that middle order to give balance. If India wants, India can risk KL Rahul to play in the Pakistan game. But we've
no,
ruled
no,
him
I
out.
think he's not fit enough. So
He is
two
fit to
games.
play. He's been practicing every day in Aluru. He's been keeping. But the fact is that 100% recovery is a very important thing when you make a comeback.
And
And you
exactly why
saw
I was
that.
coming to the point. The hype between the India versus Pakistan game for the 2nd of September is huge.
But
And
Sandeep,
and
would you rather have a Harris Ruff and Shaheen Shafri play the Asia Cup and risk them getting injured
no,
for the
no,
World Cup?
that is exactly what I'm coming to. The 2nd September game between India and Pakistan has no value, has zero value in terms of Asia Cup, in terms of World Cup, because anyway, Pakistan has beaten Nepal, and the way Nepal performed today,
Yeah.
India is going to beat Nepal as
Yeah,
well.
yeah, yeah.
So both the teams are going to qualify anyway to the Super Fours. So the India versus Pakistan game becomes just a game for show.
Yeah.
Just becomes a game where they can really look what is happening right for them, what is not clicking for them. That is where they can implement plans, and it's good to have a total complete process where you don't tinker with your lineup too many times. But players like Harris Roff and Shaheen Shafridi are a sure shot starter in your playing 11. So even if you rest them for 1 or 2 games, does not really matter. You can probably try that 12th or 13th player, because you are talking about other pacers for Pakistan. I think there is only Mohammad Wasim. And probably if you have two injuries in that pace department, Pakistan will again have to go and bring in somebody like a Shahnawaz Dahani, who was playing the emerging
Yeah.
Asia Cup, coming straight back to the
Even
normal
Mohammad
Asia Cup.
Wasim was
Does
playing the
not feel.
emerging Asia Cup. So
I think just looking at the squad on the bench, they only have Fahim Ashraf and Mohammad Wasim who can ball fast.
I
Rest
think
of them.
Fahim Ashraf will get a nod because he played.
But then the issue now is, I mean, if both of them
But
are
honestly, I'm
injured,
not a huge fan of Fahim Ashraf, because I
me too.
think
I just
See,
feel.
I don't think there is anybody, even in the world, to replace the class of Shaheen Afridi and Harris
But
Roff.
even for me, even if you just put him as a player of his own, if you're looking to replace a fast bowler, out and out fast bowler, then I don't think Fahim Ashraf is the guy for you.
Yeah, I agree with you, but I still think if at all there's a major injury scare, the first person will come in as Mohammad Wasim Jr. for sure.
Yeah.
He's the first option on the bench. I still think Shaheen's injury they'll be slightly concerned with more than Harris Roff. But Harris Roff is someone who has not really gotten injured throughout his career. Now Shaheen has gotten injured.
but that is
Naseem
what
has got.
has really been I mean, annoying me, because the workload Harris Trough has been taken up on
Yeah.
himself to play all any T20 league possible in the world. You will get Harris Trough out there. So
Yeah.
he's
Correct.
playing all the T20 leagues, coming back and playing for Pakistan in all the
Yeah.
games. I think there is only a certain amount of stress or strain that the body can take. And you saw with Bumrah. Bumrah before getting injured was playing all the. I mean, he was playing the IPL. He was playing all the three
I
formats for Team
still
India.
think Bumrah was still better managed here. Harris Roff is not got injured, but maybe Pakistan should have been a little more concerned. We
think
don't
that's-
know what the injury is. We
Yeah.
still think it's very early to comment on it. Maybe we can move ahead in the discussion. We can take some questions meanwhile because there are a lot of questions coming in. Kapil says at present the favorite team to win Asia Cup.
Lots of questions and a proposal for Jaren as well.
Yeah, to win Asia Cup even more than India. I agree with you. I think Pakistan are the favorites even to win the World Cup more than India at this point. I agree with Sandeep. I disagree with Abel. Yeah, maybe you can agree
That's
with
on the
me.
Babar Azam comment.
Maybe you can agree
Yeah.
with Sandeep on some Babar Azam because he did score against a lot of second string teams, which is correct. But there's a proposal here, Jared, marry me.
I mean, come on, if
Yeah,
KL
you
Rahul
said
would
this.
have played, if
Yeah,
KL
I
Rahul
mean,
would have played,
I don't really,
Jared, are you single?
Yeah.
Is it correct?
Why is that a question?
No, in that case, you can consider this.
I think we'll just move on.
no, I
to
mean,
the
if
topic.
if KL Rahul would have played and scored a century
Very fun
against
one.
Nepal,
Oh, wait,
would you
Sandeep,
guys come
wait.
in?
There's an important
Yeah.
question here. Is Jared going to consider this? Indian team is not considering anything. Will Jared consider this?
I really don't know how to react to that. I'm not even sure if we should be talking about this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Either way, thank you, Priyanka, for that beautiful proposal.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, I
Uh,
think coming back to cricket, I think if
Thank you, everybody.
KL Rahul or even a Shreyas Iyer plays and goes on to get a century against Nepal, you won't come out and say he's the best player for India in the middle order over the last 2 years, because you will just go and call him a minnow basher. For a KL Rahul to come in, and if he would have played and got a century against Nepal, people would
but
have
tell me
just
this,
come in and said
Pratibari. Virat Kohli has 0 centuries against Nepal and Babar has a century. Who is better?
Virat Kohli has 0 matches against Nepal and Babar
Doesn't
Azam
matter.
has.
Who's better? Who's better?
I
Let's
think
end that debate.
Yeah, I
Let's
think
end that debate.
Virat Kohli,
Nepal
just
is a
because
better
of the
team.
longevity.
Yeah.
I mean, logically speaking, just because of the longevity as well. Babar Azam has done it for 6 years against
Yeah.
second string sides. He still
Yeah.
has to do that for another 10 years, and then we'll probably get into this debate of Virat Kohli or Babar Azam.
Okay. Either way. So here, Indian team's management is very questionable. I mean, they behave as every match is same, and they don't even behave competitive according
Okay,
to the
guys,
match,
I've got something interesting.
and
If
then
you
they
don't
lose.
mind.
Okay, wait. Let me just finish
Yeah,
this.
yeah, yeah.
Indian team, yes, I agree with you. Rahul Dravid not picking Sanju Samson for Asia Cup is still very questionable. If he knew Raquel Rahul was going to be missed out, now we're talking about shuffling the batting order just to fit in Ishan Kishan, which I think is ridiculous in my
Yeah.
opinion. Just to fit in a player, you're going to sacrifice Virat Kohli's
But
number
talking about the
three.
squad, I think we haven't really come out and said all the predictions were correct. All the 15 players that we had were featured in the playing 15. I mean, in the squad.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I
you
think we
had the
also say
exclusion
so
of
far
Chahal
back to
as
take
well.
Virat Kohli step ups. I agree with you. I think Shubman Gill is going to have a lot of spotlight. Maybe it's the first time Shubman Gill is going to play an international game against Pakistan. Last time he played a game against Pakistan was the under 19 semi final where he scored 100 against Shaheen and co. Shaheen, Musa, and these guys were the bowling attack. I hope Shubman really steps up because he's a player for big tournaments, in my opinion. He always steps up in big tournaments, and if he can step up for India alongside Virat Kohli, now, if you remember, Virat Kohli at Shubman's age in 2012 was when he made that remarkable 183 against Pakistan and announced himself as that batter dominate world cricket. Now, this is the opportunity for Shubman to do something very similar. If he can do it. Recently, Gautam Gambhir has gone on to pick that as the greatest one-day innings played by an Indian, which is 183 against Pakistan by Virat Kohli. He made that statement last week. So, I think we can talk about it on the preview, but just to say that I think it's about time for Shubman Gill to take the baton on from Virat Kohli and start scoring runs. And as he's already set up a habit of scoring against Pakistan in the under 19 World Cup semi-final, hope he continues. Jen, yeah, you were going to say something.
Yeah, I was just going over Babar Azam's stats against the countries, and I mean, he's got some very healthy averages against Australia. That he's got an average of 73.5, England an average of 48, and New Zealand an average of 46. The only South Africa again 65. So the only team that is really the only big team that is really not performed well against is India. That's got an average of 31.
Okay.
And when it comes to minnows against Ireland, for instance, I only played one match. You got an average of 29.
Very bad.
I think one and
No, but I
Afghanistan too,
think
he
How
Teju
much
has
is that
a
against Zimbabwe? How much is that with...
114.8.
Yeah, that's it.
he has surpassed Don Bradman in
But you
ODIs,
have
which
to
is
play
a
against
huge
the likes
feat.
of Australia, England, where he's played sizable, New Zealand, where he's played sizable amount of innings.
I
He's done
think
well.
I'm being very honest with you. If a
But
batter has
yeah,
a consistency of scoring 50 every 2.26 innings,
Yeah.
you have to give him credit. Even if he's going to be scoring
yeah. I
against
mean, you
minnows,
have to give
we
him
sit here
credit.
and
He
talk
is the
about
best in.
Melbourne, Tuckers, we
Definitely,
talk
he is the
about
best
Shazad.
batter for Pakistan
I'll
since
put Babar in
Inzamam
the
ul
same
Haq.
thing. I mean, we talk about Tuckers, Shahzads, everybody. Why can't Babar be
No,
given the
I
same amount
think
of
he
credit?
is the best Pakistan batter since Inzamam ul Haq. But also a very good point from Teju over there in the last comment, where he's talking about the centuries that Virat Kohli against Babar Azam. Or just forget about Virat Kohli. Babar Azam has scored 12 centuries since 2020, 7 of which have come against Netherlands, Nepal, Scotland, and Zimbabwe. And Kohli has 6 throughout his career since 2015.
Oh, okay, that's interesting. That's because Virat Kohli can't score against small teams. That's a bad record for
Virat
Virat
Kohli
Kohli.
does not play against small teams because I think BCCI has the money to rank in.
No, I think it's also
Get it.
If someone makes an edit on this, Sandeep like a reply. That'd be pretty cool. Who's gonna be all round spinning on fastball? I think it's gonna be Shardul Thakur to start off with. because Pakistan will still be comfortable facing Akshar Patel, and Shardul Thakur is always preferred by Rohit Sharma. So it is going to be Shardul Thakur, Siraj, and Bumrah, the three pacers, with Hardik Pandya as the sixth bowling option, you can say so. Then you will have Jadeja and Kuldeep. This is going to be India's bowling attack for sure. Gill should be the next generation nightmare for Kohli, like Kohli. Yeah, absolutely agree with you, because when you talk about Virat Kohli, he dominated for last 10 years, and that was with consistency. You talk about 2012 when he announced himself that year after that Hobart innings, he came to Asia Cup, scored 183 when it was a must-win game. Then he dominated Pakistan. I know he had a nightmare of a season 2012. I think it was in December
Interestingly, in the game
2012.
where Virat Kohli scored that 183, that Pakistan in that innings registered the highest partnership in Asia Cups all over
Yeah.
in the ODI format.
I
for
think it
the
was
opening
Nasir
partnership.
Jamshed and
Yeah,
Mohammad
yeah.
Hafiz, if I'm not wrong.
Nasir Jamshed and Mohammad Hafiz, 224, I guess.
Riken battered highways.
Yeah, so I knew this comment is the next one, so I just searched for the venue countries as well.
Yeah.
He's done, except for maybe, I think the only place I can see that he's not done well is New Zealand, where he's at an average of 25 or so. But other than that, South Africa, he's got an average of 60. Australia, he's got an average of 56. England, he's got an average of 51. So
Go to who?
you would say, I mean, Pakistan, he's an average of 72. That's the reason, because everyone can bat on
Yeah.
a highway. Like Teju
It's
rightly
not
said.
highway, man. The ball was swinging today. Now that's unfair, bro.
And
You still have to score
Zimbabwe,
runs.
guess what his average is in Zimbabwe? He's yet to be dismissed. He's only dismissed once in Zimbabwe in 4 innings. He's got an average of 184
Zimbu who?
in Zimbabwe. So yeah, I mean,
Yeah, greatest.
I think in many ways you would still not
I still
really.
now if you're regarding couple days 175 against Zimbabwe.
It's
the
a
best. Why
pity
can't
we
talk
won't get
about-
Pakistan
No,
versus
no, no,
Zimbabwe
wait,
in the
wait. I
ODI
want to
World
ask you all
Cup.
this question. If couple days 175 is the greatest against Zimbabwe, why not Babar Azam 172 average?
Yeah, I
Now
think,
what's wrong with that?
I think the difference between the
Because
Zimbabwe that
Pakistan were not reeling at 26 for 5 or 24 for 5.
also
Something
because
like that. 15
the
for 5.
Zimbabwe that Kapil Dev faced and the Zimbabwe that Babar Azam faced,
It's all the same. But Zimbabwe defeated Pakistan.
the difference was night and day.
Okay. Either way, Babar Azam also can walk into bat 17 for 5 and score 180s and 190s in my opinion. But legends will say and haters
Yeah,
will say
he
can't.
can. If he plays against Nepal in Pakistan, obviously he can.
I mean, Nepal, what's wrong with Nepal? They've got the best bowling attack in Asia. One of the best bowling attacks in Asia.
Yeah, I think they're the sixth best bowling attack in Asia Cup.
Yeah.
You would have to say.
Sixth best bowling attack in Asia. So
But I
that is
think
good enough.
overall he gets a lot of hate, I know. But I think you would have to say in many countries he's done well. I will not compare him to Virat Kohli. Virat Kohli is in another league. He definitely doesn't. I know people say it's a fab
No,
fight.
I think it's not. It's not.
But
The
There is
topic
only
should not
Babar
be
Azam
about
and there is
getting
no
hate.
five in it. There is Babar
I
Azam
think
and
the
rest can keep quiet. The game is over. He's the best all format player in the world. The ranking suggested
I think the
Imamullah,
topic
Babar
should not
Azam
be about
is the
getting
best.
hate. The topic should be about greatest of all time.
Yeah, and-
Since people bring Babar Azam in that debate, I think it's too early so far because it's been only 7
Babar
years.
Azam will be tested more when Park to will towards Sena countries and play test matches. Then we'll see who can make teams win. Then we'll compare stats.
Yeah.
I think this year Pakistan are traveling to Australia.
Australia.
So that's going to be very
I
interesting.
think that
I think
Sena
Abel is
testing-
triggering a
Look,
lot
Sena
of.
testing, it doesn't matter. Babar is Sena. Now let's not talk about it. No, Babar
I
is
think
obviously no Babar.
Abel is just triggering a lot of people in the comments.
Bro, we started getting views after I started this. Okay, let's keep going. Okay, no, Babar is honest Mino basher. I think you're gonna say Babar is not good. No, that is bad, bro. Babar is Mino
No,
basher.
I
but
think
doesn't
Babar
matter.
is good.
Stats
Babar
matter.
is good. Babar is the best since Inzamam ul Haq for Pakistan. That's about it. I think we can.
I think Babar is the greatest Pakistani batter of all time.
that can be an argument which can be made, I would say. I think he's already
Yeah, fair
crossing,
enough, yeah.
Yeah.
I think for me, he is a very good batter. He's definitely out there as one of the best, especially when it comes to one-day cricket. I think if there's one player other than Virat Kohli who dominates one-day cricket, it's Babar Azam, and I think no one can question that for sure.
Dominates or just scores runs?
Okay, scores runs, but I think when it comes to strike rate, you will have to probably look away.
I don't think Babar is a match winner. He's a run scorer for my team. Runs he'll give me 100%.
I think the issue with
Is
Babar
that a
Azam
polite way
because-
of putting him as a stat padder?
No, I think guys, for me, what I see with Babar Azam is he's the kind of batter. If you give him 50 to 60 balls, he can probably accelerate. But that's a long time in modern cricket.
No,
You
I
could have been
thought
something-
today at least what I saw was his power hitting, which was very different.
Yeah.
His acceleration post 100. I think every time you let him score 100, he's going to become a different beast.
Because I mean,
He's going to start scoring. He's going to start coming at you. So that is dangerous, Babar
But
Azam.
then
He's got a power
for
game.
that,
Yes.
either Zimbabwe will have
I
to
think-
cool
But,
Pakistan a lot,
let me just put this
or
aside.
they'll have to qualify for the
Baba
World
for
Cup.
Pakistan is still a strong matchup, but Baba, wherever he's traveled to play, let it be LPL, PSL, I still think his team, he gets really exposed in these kind of teams because he's not a dominating player like a Virat Kohli.
Yeah.
Virat Kohli has made RCB win plethora of games, maybe 1,000-run season. Of the player in himself. And even with India, I don't think Babar will ever be able to score an 83 like what Virat Kohli did, or hit Bumrah straight down the ground, like the way how what Virat did. That is, Virat Kohli is a different league when it comes to that. But I'm just talking about, I'm not comparing Virat Kohli Babar, but I'm just talking about Babar Azam, the player. Let's just compare Babar Azam with maybe his Pakistani compatriots, maybe with other players, maybe Marnus or Harry Brook, or was that where? Because I think Virat Kohli is already way too ahead of him. You can compare Virat Kohli possibly with Rohit Sharma. He's the closest you can compare with when it comes to domination in one-day cricket.
Yeah.
Other than I don't see anybody or Ricky.
Talking about Rohit Sharma, a lot of people have been saying Shubman Gill for this Asia Cup, but I think it's high time that Rohit Sharma comes back to form in the ODI format, because I think it's been long
Babar,
since he
Babar
has...
is one of the best in the world cricket right now.
I mean-
Babar is the best. There is no.
See, I think again
One of
going
the
over
best.
is, I think from what I see, right, if you look at his overall career strike rate, it's pretty decent, you would have to say. But the issue with him is just going over overs by overs, how his strike rate is. He only starts accelerating in the 20th over or so, and then to be very frank, he is someone who waits for a long time before he gets going. 20-25 overs when he's faced 60 to 70 balls, that's when he gets going. Which it's a very traditional old school way of batting. That's not. That's the reason why
you know
he's
what I
struggling so much in
feel.
the modern
Couple,
day
I
cricket.
think this is a wrong sense. I'm just sorry, and you're right.
Yeah,
on
yeah,
that. Couple, I think this time India will be under less pressure because there's no expectation on India, including me. You, everybody's like, India not gonna win. Now this is the dangerous India. Last 3 times, maybe except 2011 World Cup, 2 of the ICC trophies we have won, we have gone with zero expectation. 2013 was when we went after the match fixing scandal, where Dhoni was questioned. 2007, nobody gave India a single chance. And after almost a decade, we are going into a tournament where we are not the favorites.
I think even in 11, we were not the top favorites to go into the
Yeah.
World Cup. I mean, people knew that India would be dangerous in home conditions with the crowd backing
Yeah.
them, but no one really said or went out and said that India is winning the World Cup.
Yeah, I still think India are not the favorites. India are not the favorites even for Asia Cup. I still think Bangladesh, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Nepal, then India. That's how the pecking order is gonna be.
Yeah, sure.
Uh,
I think you should probably add UAE to the list as well.
yeah, Kuwait as well.
Kuwait as well.
Yeah, so India are not the favorites. Let me just downplay, guys. Please don't. Let me just play this card out
Correct.
for the first time. If it works, it works.
Yeah, I think it's time. We have no expectations. I mean, Abel would know he's an RCB fan. He's already living that dream or nightmare. I don't know how to put it.
You
but-
guys were talking about your teams. What did your teams do?
Come on, let's not get started there. Yeah, I think they.
Rahul Dravid, destruction loading. Absolutely. 2007. Repeat.
Yeah, I think this is his last ever coaching gig. By
Yeah.
this time in the World Cup,
Yeah, absolutely.
I think after that there's definitely going to be a change. It's
Like
probably
what
going
he
to be
did
DBS Lakshman.
with 2007. Tendulkar is going to bat. Like Virat Kohli is
I
going to bat
think-
number 4. And
Guys, do you reckon it's going to be a 2007 repeat where 2007, like how Rahul Dravid was replaced by Dhoni, you're going to have Dhoni come in as a coach?
No, Dhoni is not going to come in as coach anywhere there. But whatever it is, Rahul Dravid destruction. Kaise ho bhaiyo ganti ke king ka 150 aage. Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you. The king, what is it? Badshah. Badshah is scoring runs for Pakistan. And it was a tough surface. The pitch had a lot of dust in it. I could see dust pop up. It was like pretty hard as well. It was very hard. And there was also light in the stadium, which is not easy. So it was tough conditions. Let's all agree to it. And Multan, it's like a very tough ground for scoring runs.
Sehwag would know.
Sehwag would know. Sehwag has never scored a lot of runs in Multan as well. He's got 319 ducks. That's what this is.
No, I think it was 319 singles.
Singles, yeah,
Yeah.
pretty bad. So I don't know about
309,
Derek, but especially Abel is making me
309
laugh out loud
singles.
and hilariously like hell. Yeah, I agree with you, man. I'm being very honest over here. See, the issue is we have to start respecting Pakistan as the best team in the world.
They are. They absolutely.
Didn't you see Mr. Farid Khan and everybody tweet on Twitter saying that they are the
Absolutely, yeah.
greatest team on planet? I agree with you. After defeating Afghanistan, they celebrated like they won the World Cup. Now that is sending shockwaves. I was sitting, I was sleeping. I woke up from the sleep and I was like, damn,
But it was a very tough match.
I'm scared. I'm not opening my TV on Saturday.
I think in many
But,
ways you have to say that.
I mean,
think
Pakistan were
anytime
going
there
into
is a-
the series as the underdogs because they were clearly ranked below Afghanistan in the ICC rankings as well.
But I
before
mean,
this.
just to
Gaurav, I'm just telling you, showcase. England should be scared as well. You're an English fan, I know that. So I think
I
Pakistan
think
are coming.
for me at this point in time, Abel, the biggest question in world cricket is who is a greater finisher, Naseem Shah or Avesh Khan?
No. In my opinion, Naseem Shah should be compared in the same status as Michael Bevan and others as well. I
Avesh
think-
Khan is also out there.
No, I think
Did you-
Naseem Shah, Dhoni, period.
Avesh Khan as well.
That's it. Naseem Shah, for me, comes
I
along with
think
Michael
India's
Bevan.
made a big
But
mistake
I was a
by-
bit disappointed that it wasn't Shaheen Shah Afridi who did the job because after his PSL exploits, I thought that he would be the one who would take Pakistan home
I mean,
and celebrate.
if you look, PSL was one of the toughest leagues in the world. The pitches were hard. It was very tough to even clear the boundaries. 65 meters, huge boundaries.
Ball is bowling
The
at
ball is bowling at
185.
185. No,
55 meter boundaries, no?
I'm saying
Huh?
185
55, yeah,
kilometers per hour.
55. It's pretty big as well. I mean, even our
Yeah.
WPL at 60,
And they had
70
world class
boundaries.
fast bowlers.
Yeah, so
Very
it was
difficult.
hard. It was really hard to score on. So, 2nd September you will come live before, after, both, and after the match, before the match, and on 1st September as well. It's a full-on action, and I'm planning
While the match is going on.
while the match is going on. If Naseem Shah is batting, I'm tuning in. Whoever wants to join can join me. By
But
World
Abel, are
Cup
you
night,
confident that
even
Naseem Shah
400
will have to
Marlon-
bat against India?
Burns Kolkata. Yeah, I think England and Pakistan are playing where? They're playing in Hyderabad.
I'll have to check that.
They're playing in Kolkata, if I'm not wrong. I think they're playing in Kolkata. Sanjay, you can go and watch if you want to. Bro, by the way, who's getting tickets for World Cup? Let me know. I just applied for it simply just for fun, and I was put in a queue for 7 hours. I don't know what to do for that. On 31st, I think the tickets are going to be open, which is today night. Within 45 minutes, the tickets are going to be open again. I'll try my luck for the Netherlands game in Bangalore. If it works, it's great.
I will try
Obviously,
my luck for one of the Pakistan games because I would really want to meet Babar Azam and tell him face to face that he's one of the greatest players. playing
Yeah,
in
I
the
am actually excited to
sport
watch
right now.
Pakistan. versus- I think it's all sold out. By the way, no joke.
Yeah, they're playing
Pakistan's all the games in India are sold out. Pakistan, England, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Pakistan, Australia are all sold out. I think it has to do a lot with team supporting the opposition than seeing Pakistan.
I think. I mean, just speaking.
I
About,
think it has got a lot to do with our culture and nature of being so receptive towards our guests. So we
Yes.
are just selling it.
But I still think, if you look Pakistan's recent achievements,
Yeah.
it is still, which is a tougher place to play, Moon or Pakistan?
Moon.
I think Pakistan is tougher. Moon mein gadda hai, bro. Pakistan
No,
mein
but
gadda hai.
having said that, I think both India and Pakistan will make it to the semi-finals of the World Cup for sure.
Semi-final of the World Cup? That guy loves India more than his own country. That guy's whole life is based on India. If he doesn't tweet about India, he won't be able to live.
I think my favorite moment was when India reached the Chandrayaan. I mean, the Chandrayaan landing. He tweeted saying that it's a great moment for South Asia. I genuinely loved it.
It is.
I would love to see him tweet the same about India winning the Asia Cup or the World Cup.
Yeah, it's a great moment for South Asia. See, Asian dominance in World Cup has not seen for last 10 years. Last Asian team to win a World Cup was India.
And it
That's
must have
been
been
a
a
while.
proud moment for him.
Yeah, and if you look at the
Yeah.
last Asian team to win the T20 World Cup was Pakistan.
Pakistan.
No, Sri Lanka.
Oh yeah, correct.
Sri
Sri
Lanka.
Lanka was the last
2014.
Asian team. Yeah. So it's
The
been a
last
while.
team to win the
Asian team has
Champions
won
Trophy was Pakistan, and that has been the latest 2017.
Nobody cares about Champions Trophy, bro. Literally, nobody cares. We're not talking about that. I think now the toughest thing is that whether India will travel to Pakistan for the Champions Trophy as well in 2025. That's a debate on its own. But final thoughts before we talk about Pakistan, rate them on a scale of 9 to 10 for me. They're a 10 on 10. And
No, I would say 15,
Pakistan are a 10, but
15
they
on 10.
have Babar Azam.
15 on 10. I think 6 alone for Babar.
No, Pakistan are 10, but they have Babar Azam. How much are they?
Yeah.
Pakistan are 10, they have Babar Azam. How much are they?
I think totally I agree with Jerin. 9 out of 10 for Pakistan's performance and 6 for Babar Azam's contribution to the team.
15 out of 10.
So that should be 150. Let's put a zero. That's
15
celebrate.
out of 10.
So I
15
think
out
Babar
of
Azam and Pakistan are the favorites to win the World Cup and the Asia Cup. And
And
that is
let me
my-
clarify, that's just Abel out there. We are not bringing it out from
I'm
Boomer
playing my
11 that
card,
Pakistan are the favorites.
if you know,
That's
you know.
just Abel's opinion.
Yeah.
I'll be very honest with you, Sandipani. I'm done expecting India to win. But
Yeah.
if India wins, I'll celebrate.
If India wins, I'll celebrate. I'm not supporting India. I'm supporting India, but I don't know if India will.
We'll support India,
Yeah.
but we don't
Yeah.
genuinely want
If
to
India
come up
makes
with
it to group stage, great. India's in the group stage. Yeah, India's in group stage. If India makes it out of group stage, great. Otherwise, I'm just okay with it. It's another year of disappointment. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
It's fine.
It's fine.
It's
I'm
fine.
okay. Pakistan
It's
is the world.
fine, but I think Abel, you are more habituated with this sort of failure coming from RCB. But let's not stereotype it because Jedin
No,
has
I think
had a lot of
Anyway,
success
I'm not
in the
here to
IPL.
sit here and talk random stuff. Okay, I don't want to give expectations to anyone.
Yeah.
Watch the game. If India wins the World Cup, well and good.
I
On
think the
November
moment-
19th, Sandibani will dance shirtless. If not, we will sit here. We will clap. That's it. I'm telling you.
Remember the last time you made him try something like that? It never happened. It was a Kolkata.
Oh,
one.
if Pakistan wins the World Cup, Sandibani will dance shirtless.
Oh my! I don't think Sandipani will turn up for the live that day.
Sandipani
If
Sandipani
Pakistan
won't
wins
turn
the
up for
World
that
Cup in
live.
Narendra Modi Stadium, it's gonna be scenes, bro. It's gonna be
Yeah.
scenes.
That is
Yeah.
going to be very, very anticlimactic.
It's going to be. I think the closest I can remember is
That is like KGF
the
climax.
closest
for
I
me.
can remember is when Brazil made the Maracana, and
Yeah.
they were expected to win in the final against Uruguay, and then they lost.
Yeah,
And the whole stadium wept.
yeah. So
Very similar. That
it's
story.
the closest. So if by a chance Pakistan wins, I'm
Oh.
saying which is very highly possible
Oh my!
in Narendra Modi Stadium
Yeah.
on November 19th. Scenes.
I think you can already see Sandipani a tear in Sandipani's the corner of Sandipani's eye.
What's the contribution of fielding in today's match? So I thought Nepal dropped Babar Azam.
Yeah.
You give Babar Azam one chance, he's gonna make you pay. That's what
But
Babar Azam
I
is.
have to say one thing, Abel. I was very impressed by their fielding. I mean, I know they dropped catches, but I think they dropped only 2 catches, and they were very good on the field. Their
Yeah, at least they're better.
ground
They're a
fielding
good
was
team.
very good, and I think the kind of performance we saw from Pakistan in the against Afghanistan,
Yeah.
they can learn a thing or two.
I think we'll just take Gaurav some comments as well. So before I have not taken it, घंटे का किंग 6 को लगता है नहीं कवर ड्राइव देख रहा है पब्लिक पे होश होना चाहिए इतना ओके बाय शर्म आनी चाहिए इतना चिल्ला रहे हैं then हम होस्ट है घंटा मैच देखने लोग आए और एक ने होस्ट करेंगे yeah actually it was very bad there was no people who
Yeah.
turned up they had to put that extra mic that noise was used to put during IPL 2020 they had to turn that on I feel very bad but let's be also respectful of the fact that they won it in their home ground. They defeated a good team in their home ground. And now, for me, as he was talking about the fielding side of things, I personally think for the minnow nations or the associate nations, at least one thing they should all do well is the fielding, which is in control.
Yeah.
Bowling and batting, you can say skill is a lot different, but fielding is something which is in their control. And if they can do that well, I think a lot of other things will be
I mean, what we saw as well, right, in the power play, especially their ground fielding was exceptional, and that's the reason why Pakistan were under so much pressure. Their batters were trying to steal those singles. They were trying to get through the field, but they were not able to. The balls were being stopped in the ring,
Yeah.
and they had to take the risks, and that really helped Nepal early on. So if that's the way to go, then kudos to them. I think. But also one more thing I have to say
I
about
think all said and done, India and Pakistan are going through to the Super Fours from this. I think it will be very interesting to see who wins tomorrow because Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, and Afghanistan is still very, very, very close.
Yeah.
Which two teams will make it out of that? So I think that is the actual Asia Cup starts from tomorrow.
Yeah, so I think we'll be back tomorrow once again. That's an underdog story because they are the defending champions, Sri Lanka. And for Sri Lanka, once again, a lot of injury scares. Hasaranga, Chamira, Lahiru Kumara. So that's a lot of injury. Even Angela Matthews was supposed to be there in the team, got injured. I think Angela Matthews will be back for the World
And
Cup.
facing
hopefully.
Bangladesh in Sri Lanka, there is always the chance of that Nagin dance as well. So I think they'll have to be
Yes.
aware
Yeah,
of
it's a
a lot of
Nagin
things.
dance.
But are they
rivalry.
playing in Sri Lanka tomorrow or are they playing in Lahore tomorrow? I think it's in Lahore.
Again, I have to check.
I think it's in
the game is
Kandy.
Lahore. No, I think it's in Lahore.
It's Palkelian.
It's Palikeli
Oh,
only?
yeah,
Okay,
it
then
is
tomorrow we can
allowed.
see how the pitch behaves if it's in Palikeli, if things go. Yeah, Nagin Derby is here.
The Nagin Derby, yeah.
Yeah, it is the real derby, and I'm pretty excited for this. This is the most exciting game of Asia Cup. India
I
versus Pakistan is
think
just overhyped.
If
This
you
is
think
the
about
greatest.
Asia Cup, there are many more rivals in India, Pakistan. There's
So I just read an article by Siddharth Monga on Cricket which says Asia Cup is better than World Cup. I think Siddharth Monga is of the same category who says Babar Azam is not a great batter. But yeah, Siddharth Monga needs to grow up, and Siddharth Monga. But I agree with him. If to an extent, Asia Cup is better.
Yeah, I mean, if
It's
you look
like
at it
saying
at
that I have
It's also
graduated
rivalries.
after not passing
I
the
think
12th standard.
Pakistan has a rivalry with almost every team except for
Yeah.
Nepal. They have one with Afghanistan. They have one with not Sri
China is
Lanka.
there?
Uh, they won with Bangladesh. I think Sri Lanka and Pakistan have always had, I would say, a rivalry built on mutual respect.
I think
But yeah,
Nobody wants to see that. Jaden,
Pakistan is.
nobody wants to see
If
Pakistan
what
and
is
Sri
that Sri
Lanka
Lanka
showing mutual
journalist say?
respect.
What is that
Everybody
Sri
wants
Lanka
Pakistan
journalist
versus Afghanistan, Sri Lanka
Bangladesh
versus
versus India.
Bangladesh because
Yeah.
people love disrespect.
No, I think Angelo said he'll be available for the World Cup from after the LPL performance. He was great. He was finishing games off. He was scoring.
He is the
Clear
modern
wickets.
era Afridi. Shahid
Okay.
Afridi, not the new one.
Yeah, absolutely. Either way, that's about it from us. So we will be back tomorrow to celebrate the Nagin Derby. If Pakistan plays China, whoever they play, we're going to be here talking about it. It's all friendly at the end of the day. It's all great. Bangladesh, Afghanistan, Pakistan, Nepal, India. Who else in the Asia Cup? Sri Lanka. This is the Asia Cup for you, the greatest tournament on planet, and we are here to celebrate it. Though Manoj Tiwari doesn't like the trophy, we love the trophy. We absolutely love the trophy. We are here to celebrate the greatest Asian triumph. If you win the Asia Cup, well and good. If Pakistan wins it, well and good. The World Cup is what matters. Not technically. I'm not going to tell it out loud right now. But yeah, whoever wins the World Cup, it doesn't matter. I hope India wins, but if India doesn't, it's
Yeah,
okay.
but I think we are not expecting.
They're not expected.
No expectation.
Don't expect, guys.
If
Like,
India don't,
especially when you
if
have crush
India
on
does
a
not
girl,
win,
you don't
then
keep expecting.
anyway,
Correct.
the World
Yeah,
Cup does
See,
not matter.
see,
See,
when you are having crush, your crush is
correct.
the World Cup,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
You don't expect it.
You
If
don't.
it works out, it's like
You
winning the
always
lottery.
think of the worst case scenario that she
Yeah.
will say no,
Yeah.
and you will lose in the semifinals
Yeah.
to another guy,
Yeah.
probably an English Gora guy.
Yeah.
So
My
you
God,
go
lots
in the
of
same way.
experience. Lots
You know,
of
girls
experience from
love
the two of them.
Pakistani series. Let me just tell you that.
Yeah, I mean, there is no BTS, so we probably will have to settle with.
By the way, there's a new Netflix Pakistani series coming out. Check it out.
Oh, Fawad Khan.
Fawad Khan and
Yeah.
stuff. Check it out. It's actually nice.
That's what Abel does in his free time.
No, I just saw the trailer today on Netflix. So. All right, guys. Good night. Have a good time, all of you. Enjoy the Netflix
Yeah,
series,
guys.
and we'll be back to chill with you all tomorrow once again. If you like this kind of conversations where we are very serious about everything, do click a like and subscribe to the channel and share it with your
And also, I think
mummy,
you should
papa, dada,
you should
nana,
go
nani,
and check out our Instagram
bua.
lives.
You tell me everybody. Bua, chacha, chachi, mausa, mausi. Everybody. Just share
Bhai
it.
Behan.
Bye, behan.
Don't forget.
Bye ki girlfriend, behan ki boyfriend. Sub.
बहन के बॉयफ्रेंड को डेफिनेटली शेयर
ठीक है, we'll be back.